Hello and welcome to part two of Football Heaven 24/7. Um, we are on location. I have my shades on today as it's going to be a really warm day. I'm out and about doing some different things, but what I was going to do is I was just going to run over quickly the games that happened on Friday and Saturday, just read out the results basically. I've already covered what happened on Easter Monday. So this is what happened on Good Friday. Going to the Championship, it was AFC Bournemouth drew 0-0 with Middlesbrough. Birmingham City lost 4-2 at home to Coventry. Derby beat Fulham 2-1. Huddersfield drew 2-2 at home with Queen's Park Rangers. Hull City won 2-1 at home to Cardiff. Luton beat Forest 1-0. Peterborough beat Blackburn 2-1. Preston North End drew 1-0 with Millwall. Sheffield United lost 2-1 at home to Reading. And Stoke lost 1-0 at home to Bristol City. And Swansea drew 1-1 with Barnsley. And finally, in the Championship on Good Friday, West Bromwich Albion beat Blackpool 2-1. So, looking at that, those were those results. In League One, the results for the Friday was Accrington Stanley 0, West Bromwich Albion, Burton Albion 0, Charlton 2, Morecambe 3, Cheltenham 2, Gillingham 2, Crewe Alexandra 3, AFC Wimbledon 1, Doncaster 1, Bolton 2, Fleetwood Town 2, Oxford United 3, Portsmouth 3, Lincoln City 2, Sunderland 3, Shrewsbury Town 2, and Wycombe 2, Plymouth Argyle 0. And then going to just finally nip into the results for League 2. League 2 was Barrow 4, Forest Green 0, Bradford 1, Tranmere 1, Bristol Rovers 1, Salford City 0, Exeter 2, Colchester United 0, Harrogate Town 1, Swindon Town 4, Hartlepool 0, Port Vale 1, Leyton Orient 3, Scunthorpe United 0, Mansfield 2, Sutton United 3, Newport County 1, Crawley Town 2, Oldham Athletic 0, Northampton 2, and then Stevenage 1, Rochdale 0, and Walsall 1, Carlisle 0. So that was the results for that Friday. In the Premier League, there was a few games of a bit of note. Manchester United won 3-2 against Norwich. Twice they were pegged back. Twice they went ahead and twice they were pegged back. Ronaldo scored a hat-trick. Now, later we found out, unfortunately, that Ronaldo, him and his partner, they'd had twins and the son unfortunately died. So that meant he wasn't able to play in the game that Manchester United were playing at Liverpool, which now I know, obviously, the game's been played. They lost 4-0, so that was kind of crucial. Were missing their best player, really, but for understandable reasons. The Liverpool fans were class. They gave a clap on the 7th minute as a tribute to, obviously, Ronaldo's number for, unfortunately, his son that didn't make it. But anyway, that was very sad. Thick news, and but he's got a hat trick on that day. It just shows the mental strength of Ronaldo. Him knowing that his son was probably not well, to be able to go out a day before he unfortunately passed away and to produce that kind of performance just shows what kind of player he is and how professional he is and how dedicated he is to his sport, even in the face of such sadness, So anyway, we'll go on to. We know that Ronaldo is possibly the greatest player ever to exist. There'd be arguments to say that it'd be Messi probably above that, but anyway, we'll have to see. But it's up for debate. But anyway, in the rest of the Premier League games on the Saturday just gone, Southampton had a great result at home to Arsenal. They won 1-0, which basically pushed Arsenal further down the league and gave the advantage to Tottenham. But Tottenham didn't take that advantage that they had early in the day. They were surprisingly beaten by Brighton after going on a run of several great games, scoring 3 to 4 goals in pretty much every game. Brighton are on a bit of a comeback at the moment. They've won 2-1 at Arsenal. They've won 1-0 now at Tottenham. They've done fantastic. But They've got Man City up next on Tuesday night. Wednesday night even. Liverpool won theirs 4-0, like I say. So Liverpool are now, as we speak today being Wednesday the 20th of April, they go into that game Man City knowing that if they use to draw, that gives the advantage back to to Liverpool on goal difference. If they lose, which is a possibility considering how well Brighton are playing at the moment, then it's advantage Liverpool for definite. So we'll have to see. But the game that Liverpool played last night, winning 4-0 at Manchester United, was outstanding, and they, in my mind, they look like they could be champions. Obviously we know Man City are great, but I just feel like they've got this advantage Liverpool now because they had that great semi-final win against Manchester City over the weekend. They went 3-0 up after about 30 odd minutes, and they did fantastic, really. City did get 2 goals back in that FA Cup semi-final, but it wasn't enough for them. So I feel that Liverpool have just got a slight advantage, even though that Man City have the point on them, and they've got a slightly better running if you look at it on paper. But we all know that on paper doesn't win matches, So anyway, we'll look on to another one. Watford's playing against Brentford. Brentford are safe. They've had a fantastic season. They're now sit 11th in the table. Brentford won 2-1 away at Watford. They had to win there. Watford had to win to have a chance of staying up. In my mind, Watford's down, Norwich are down, and now it's between Burnley and Everton for that last relegation spot, fighting it out. Newcastle done fantastic. They beat Leicester 2-1. They did brilliant. And I think, obviously, Newcastle are safe. They've got it back together. Bruno Guimaraes, their new signing that they bought for quite a lot of money, he showed his class by getting 2 goals. And then, of course, we had West Ham Burnley, the game that I mentioned in part 1 that I went to. Nick Pope was outstanding. He should have got man of the match. Somehow, Vegas got man of the match, which I just don't understand. On one of the apps, football apps, he got man of the match. I think in the paper they gave it to Nick Pope, but Nick Pope pulled off like 4 or 5 world-class saves. I mean, I don't know how the hell he did one of them. Player was only literally 4 yards out or 5 yards out, and he somehow managed to get down to it. Anyway, let's look at the week ahead, because I'm banging on a bit. Oh, there was another FA Cup semi-final. Chelsea won 2-0 against Palace, and that basically meant that Liverpool and Chelsea will play the FA Cup final now. And I believe that's coming up at the end of May. But I'm going to look at the week ahead now, so I'm going to have a little look now. So, obviously, we've had Easter Monday's fixtures. Tuesday night's games have been played already. My predictions were completely wrong. The usual. But yeah, we can look at tonight's games, Wednesday night, April the 20th. Chelsea's playing Arsenal. I think I'm going to say Chelsea 2-0 there. Everton's playing Leicester City. I'm going to go for Leicester City to win 2-1. Manchester City's playing Brighton. In that game that Manchester City need to win now, even though Brighton on a great run, I still think Manchester City will do them. I'm going to say 2-1 Manchester City on that one. And then you got Newcastle against against Crystal Palace even. And I'm going to say 2-0 to Newcastle for that. And then there's another game on Thursday night, and that's Burnley against Southampton now. Burnley, they need to win to stay up. And I've just done Leicester to win 2-1 against Everton, who are their main rivals in the fight to stay up. But I'm going to go in favour of Burnley on this one. I'm going to say that Burnley will win this one 2-1, which my mind puts Burnley level on points with Everton. So it's a fight out to the end for them too. But anyway, that's my review up until Friday night. On Friday, I'll do my review of the weekend's games. Coming up, there's obviously a full fixture list going on Saturday. So we'll get to that in a bit. But anyway, I'm going to concentrate on a few things that have happened in the week so far, and that we've found out from the weekend's football. And basically, as I say, Liverpool just look strong in all departments. I mean, to go and win 3-0 in an FA Cup semi-final on a Saturday, and then be playing literally 3 days later, and to produce a performance like they played against Manchester United where they won 4-0. Mo Salah got 2 goals, Mane got 1, and Diaz got 1 early on in the 5th minute. And when I looked at it and I thought about it, I saw the passing and the movement, especially for the second goal the first goal that Salah scored. The passing was out of this world. It's beyond anything that I've seen for a long time. Um, Liverpool potentially could go on and win the treble. They've already won the League Cup. Um, so there's more than the treble. Sorry, a quadruple. If they win the quadruple, they'll go down as the greatest team that's ever been in English football history. And I think it would be a fitting tribute to a club that's shown faith in their manager. They showed faith with Klopp. When he first came in, he said, I'm going to win in 4 years, we're going to win the title. It took him 5 years. But the key is that his chairman and the board of directors, they all backed him and they all believed in him. And look what's happening now. They're producing results. In today's football world, it's going mad because people, if they go on a bad run for several games, the manager's going to get sacked. Do you know what I mean? All the time. And what it shows with Klopp and with Liverpool is that if you put your patience and your faith in a manager who's already proven he can do good stuff, it shows that great things can happen and great things can come. And I think that a lot of people could take a lot of a lot of advice from Liverpool just by looking at them, whether they're on a, obviously a lot of them are going to be on a smaller wage scale for things, but that is the template to keep your manager in place for a long time, to have patience, to believe in what he's doing, and to give him, most importantly, the time to prove himself. Because in any work situation, you're not going to achieve anything unless you're given the confidence and the belief to do it, and more importantly, the time to get on with it. So, looking at that, Liverpool, I mean, Man City is still the slight favourites, but I would say that psychologically, Liverpool are fighting on four fronts. They've already proven that they can take on Manchester City. To be fair, Manchester City in the league game, Manchester City should have won that one quite comfortably by half time. But Liverpool showed character and resilience in it. When they played them in the cup final, Manchester City slightly disrespected it by not starting with Diaz, De Bruyne, or Ederson in goal, and it backfired on them. And I think, yeah, you've got to rest your players, you've got to rotate them, especially if you're fighting in all these competitions. But it's sacrilege to do that in a semi-final when all those fans had travelled from Manchester. There was no trains on, so there were some buses put on by the FA, I believe. But you know, you should play your best team in any semi-final you're playing in. There's a cup at stake. So kind of Pep, even though he is a great manager, he just went down a little bit in my estimation. I always look with Klopp. He always tries to play the best sort of team. He always tries to. Well, to be honest, even the second string players that come in for him do fantastic jobs. People like James Milner and things like that, they always do a fantastic job. Anyway, I'm bigging up Liverpool a bit too much here, but I fancy Liverpool to go on and do the quadruple. Don't know what the price would be on that down the bookies. Someone will have to find out, but I think Liverpool could do it. Anyway, we'll see what happens, but thank you for watching part 2 of Football Heaven 24/7. It's episode 14. I'm your host, Jamie Carter. Thank you for your liking and subscribing. Let all your friends and family know. And obviously, we'll catch you again next time around. Have a great week. Bye.